Hello everyone, welcome back for Vlogmas. I'm Meredith and today is Vlogmas Day 3. It's Vlogmas Day 3 today. If you can hear the sound of water running, Liam's having a shower. If you can hear the sound of demonic children, it is the school across the street.
Chestnut roasting.
So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a reading vlog, reading Anne of Green Gables for the very first time. So I've never read Anne of Green Gables. So yes, I'm going to be reading it for the first time. I'm sure you all know what Anne of Green Gables is. It's a children's classic about an orphan who gets adopted by this farming family. I think they thought they were getting a boy to work on the farm, but it ends up being a girl. But they kind of fall in love with her, so they end up keeping her. She's very tomboyish, she's very talkative, she's very, boisterous, and it's just a book series about her life. I have seen the movies, so I'm not completely new to the story, but it will be my first time reading it. But just to spice this vlog up a little bit, I'm also going to be doing some cooking from the Anne of Green Gables cookbook. So this was released a few years ago. I actually got it for my mom for Christmas a few years ago. I did not buy it because I wanted to make this video. So this has a bunch of recipes from, I think, 3 of the books. Yeah, 3 of the books, and then there's some from L.M. Montgomery's actual kitchen, which I hadn't seen, but I think I'm just going to make some from the Anne of Green Gables book. So there is, a bunch of recipes in here. The book is absolutely stunning and beautiful, and it's filled with little quotes. So the first one here is puffy apple dumplings. And it's got a little quote there as well, which says, "The avenue was a stretch of road 400 or 500 yards long, completely arched over with huge, wide-spreading apple trees planted years ago by an eccentric old farmer. Overhead was one long canopy of snowy fragrant bloom. They should call it, let me see, the White Way of Delight." So I have decided to make the chocolate caramels, and the quote for this one is, "I had one chocolate caramel once 2 years ago and it was simply delicious. I've often dreamed then that I had a lot of chocolate caramels, but I always wake up just when I'm going to eat them." I'm going to make those, and I'm also going to make the sunshiny corn souffle. And the quote for this one is, "The world doesn't seem such a howling wilderness as it did last night. I'm so glad it's a sunshiny morning." So yeah, I'm going to be doing some cooking from the cookbook and reading the book. Hopefully you enjoyed this vlog. I'm super excited to be doing it. I've always wanted to read Anne of Green Gables. I'm very excited. Okay, many things to update on. First, I look absolutely horrendous. I just woke up from a nap. I'm having a semi-allergic reaction. The lighting is also really bad, which doesn't help. I feel like I'm a little bit close up. That's a little bit better. I also look like I have no eyebrows. Kind of sometimes wonder, do I want to have a nice aesthetic channel or not? And I'm just like, who am I kidding? Like, I'd need magic to get this shit aesthetic. The other thing I need to update on, which has nothing to do with Anne of Green Gables. So, this is a lot of sticky tabs, right? I recently bought these. There's a lot there, isn't there? These are $2 from Kmart, so I stock up whenever I run out of sticky tabs. And I had brought a bunch of them a few months ago, but I couldn't find them, and I got to a stage where I literally didn't have any sticky tabs left. And I was like, well, I'll buy some more because I've lost them. So I brought these, and then guess what I found today? Motherfucker. Do you think I have enough sticky tabs? Because I don't know. Anyway, let's actually update on the book. This is the shit. This is so fucking cute. Anne is precious. Protect Anne at all costs. The way that this is written is so good. This is just top tier literature. I love this. I am going to read this to my kids. If we ever have kids, I'm going to force them to love Anne as much as I love Anne. She's just adorable. She is just the biggest cinnamon roll in the universe, and we must protect Anne at all costs. So yeah, as I said, she is adopted. I thought they were a couple, but they're actually siblings, and I did remember that from the movies. I just forgot. He is like shy. He doesn't really like women and girls. He feels a little bit uncomfortable. He's just very socially awkward, which like I relate to. And he just basically falls in love with Anne. He's just like, she is adorable, and he's like, there's this really adorable line where it's like, because he's so quiet and shy, he likes people like her that just talk and talk and talk, because if you didn't know, Anne is known for just not shutting the fuck up, which I love. And so she just talks and talks and talks, and like he likes that. And she says like, we're kindred spirits, like we're gonna get along so well. And he knows that like they're not gonna keep Anne, and like the whole trip there she's like, I'm so excited to finally belong to someone, and she's going on about how beautiful the town is, and it's so sad. And then they get there and the sister's like, who is this bitch? I wanted a boy. Get this girl out of my face. And eventually she falls for Anne and they keep her, but like when Anne realizes that she's going to be going back to the home, that she hasn't found her forever home like she thought, she hasn't found somewhere she belongs, she's so upset, and she's just so charming. Like the sister wants to teach Anne to pray. Anne's like praying that she'll grow up to be beautiful, and like she's always going on about how she's so homely because she's got freckles and orange hair, and she's just so adorable. And it's talking about how she's like so vain, and I'm like, I freaking love her. She's so sweet. And I like that she's not like a super tomboy. I like that she's kind of likes girly things, but she's very like hot-headed. She's just adorable. So I'm absolutely loving this. Literally, it's so cute. I think this is such a beautiful little tale. I think, again, I would love to read this to my kids. There's something about children's classics that I'm realizing I really enjoy. I think there's just this like pure, lovely element to them that's so like whimsical and wholesome and precious. Like it's giving me the same sort of feels as Little Women does, and I think it's really awesome because I don't really like adult classics very much. I'm not really a classic girly by any means, but I think children's classics, I could be into that because I'm absolutely loving this. Like I'm so gripped, I'm so entertained. Anne is adorable. I can't wait to see all the shenanigans she gets up to, and I'm so invested. And the characterization in this is impeccable. It's so well written. There is one character who is a nasty gossipy old lady, and she is a plus size person, and I just don't really love the way she's described. But this is like a classic, so like, you know, I'm not really gonna like necessarily criticize that because that is just kind of a product of its time kind of thing. But in a more modern day novel, I would critique that more, but that's just like a little warning. I am going to read a bunch of this tonight. As I said, I'm super tired. I'm probably gonna have an early night, so I think I'm just gonna snuggle up and read this. And then tomorrow I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do the cookie, which is gonna be really exciting. So I was gonna maybe make the caramels tonight, but I cannot be bothered going to the supermarket and I look terrible, so I don't really want to go out in public looking like this. Oh my god, I'm so excited to pick this up. It's so cute. The interaction between her and the brother and sister was so cute. Like especially the guy, because like he's like shy and doesn't really get along with a lot of people, but he's like, he thinks she's so sweet. And he's always talking about like, oh, she's a darling little thing. Like, oh, she's a sweet little thing. And I'm just like, oh my god. But then the relationship with her and the sister is also really, really lovely as well, because she is grumpy. She's a hard ass. And like, she didn't even want Anne at the start. And it took a little bit more chipping away to win her over. And even now, like, there's more chipping away needed to fully win her over. Sorry, I just realized how bad this clip is. Like, literally there are lights over my face. Again, I try and be like aesthetic because I know that's what people really like to watch, but it's just not me. Oh my god, this lighting is so bad. What am I doing? Oh my god, I'm gonna go. This is terrible. Let's get into the baking segment of this vlog. So, I'm here in my kitchen with my head cut off. Probably need to fix that. And I am going to, again, be cooking from this lovely cookbook. So I think I'm going to start by making the caramel chocolate squares. What were they called? Chocolate caramels. So I'm going to start by making the chocolate caramels. So I didn't get everything for this. I didn't get corn syrup because I couldn't find it. And I was like, when am I ever going to use corn syrup again? So that could absolutely ruin this recipe. But hopefully it doesn't. Okay, so I have made the chocolate caramels, so that is now cooling and setting. I didn't realize because I'm stupid and I didn't read the instructions all the way through, but I had to stir it for an hour. Sorry, not an hour, 30 minutes. My back's really sore because I have flat feet and I'm not wearing very good shoes right now, and so my posture was really bad while I was standing straight. I really struggle with just standing. Walking is okay, but standing still hurts my back and legs and knees and ankles. But anyway, I'm going to soldier on and make the souffle now. So hopefully it all goes well with that one. I think this is going to be okay. I think I might have overcooked it. But anyway, hopefully it tastes nice. That's what matters. the souffle. Scared to eat it. It smells a bit funky and I don't really understand what it is because it feels kind of sweet, but it's savory and I just, yeah. Anyway, let's give it a go. I'm scared, but I'm sure it'll be tasty, right? I don't know why I was worried. That is delicious. That is so nice. It's actually meant to have some ground up green capsicum, but they're very expensive in Australia here and it was only going to need a little bit and I wasn't sure if I'd find a use for the other part, so I didn't get that. So that would obviously add to the flavor, but that is really, really nice. I'm very happy with that. And then we've got the slice, which has ended up kind of not very nice looking because I think I overdid it with the cooking. It just got a bit crumbly, but hopefully it still tastes nice. I'm not going to eat one of these because these are the nice ones that I'm keeping for other people. So we're going to have one of the, you know, ugly looking pieces. Well, uglier, because the other ones aren't great. So let's see how this goes. Ready? This is so nice. Oh my god, both of these things are so nice. I feel like normally when I cook for my channel, this stuff ends up I'm like, it's okay, it's not great. This is so nice. Oh my god, both of these things are so delicious. So if you have the Anne of Green Gables cookbook, I recommend making these two things because these are both super nice. Liam and I are going to be spoiled for the next few days having these to eat. So yeah, that's the segment of this vlog. And I'll go back to me reading and I am going to live off these for the next few days. That is for sure. I feel so like happy but sad. This is such like a bittersweet book. My heart. The emotions. This book is so cute. Oh my god. I absolutely loved this. It was so delightful and sweet and heartfelt and warm and fun and just human. And I can't believe that this was written so many years ago, but it is still relatable and relevant today. Obviously, like, the time period's completely different, the way that the schools work's completely different, but the heart of the story is still relevant today, and it's beautiful. It's just this whimsical, sweet little tale about this young girl, you know, finding her place in the world, finding love, you know, and the character development she goes through. And I just feel like the relationships in this book are so, I don't know, like they cut so deep. Like I felt so emotionally invested in all of the characters and their relationships, and I feel so much for Anne. I feel like you see her grow up so much in this book, and it feels like what I feel like it would be like having a kid when you see them grow up and you see them move on in the world, and it's like, it's sad. It's that like bittersweet emotions. It feels like I've had a child. It's weird, but I love Anne. She's just a sweetie. And like, there's no real like overarching plot here. There's not really much structure. It is just Anne's life. So there's not really much going for it in terms of plot. It is the way that it's written to entice us into the beauty of the writing, to entice us into the brilliant characterization. And I feel like that's something that classics do so well. I guess being a modern person is that this writing is so different and beautiful and lush and so unique compared to modern stuff, because it just doesn't really have this same feel. It's very elegant, and the way, you know, that Anne speaks is so different and charming. And I think that that's why this works so well, because the way it's written is so different. This is coming from someone who doesn't read a lot of classics. I know that obviously if I read a lot of classics it wouldn't be, but I feel like that's something that this has going for it in a modern world. And I feel like if a modern writer was writing a story like this, they'd have to really have a very distinct writing style that was very immersive and almost an element of its own in the story, rather than just like plain writing telling the story, which I don't mind that. But I feel like when it's a story like this that has no overarching plot, you really have to be immersed in the writing. The writing really has to be, again, this like separate, beautiful, lush element of the story. And I feel like that's what this was. So yeah, I fucking loved this though. I feel so sad. I don't know why. I mean, there is some grief in this book. We see Anne learning to cope with grief. We see Anne go through so much in this. And part of me doesn't want to continue the series because I'm like, I just want Anne to be that little girl forever. I don't want her to grow up and get married and have kids. But like, I also want to continue the series because it's fun and I like the characters. So we'll just see. But something really interesting about this is that it's kind of like with Jo in Little Women. I kind of am on the boat that Jo is a lesbian. I don't buy the romance in Little Women with Jo, and I kind of got bi vibes from Anne. Like her relationship with Diana, I was like, it's hard to tell because it's like, obviously this is a very romantic kind of tale, and you know, Anne is always talking about making things romantic and things being romantic and all of this, but it felt like some of the ways that that romantic energy was expressed, I was like, no, that just feels romantic. Like they have crushes on each other. So I don't know if that's just me being me and trying to make everything gay. I don't know, but I definitely feel like they had crushes on each other, and I'm assuming that Anne has a romance with Gilbert, and I don't mind that because I do love an enemies to lovers. I think that they're like good rivals, and I think that's going to be a really cute romance, but I definitely got kind of queer vibes. And I know a lot of people say Emily of Blue Moon, is that what it's called, has massive women love women vibes. So I've always wanted to read that one for that. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. It was just delightful. It was beautiful. It was really fun reading this and doing some cooking from the recipe book. Again, the things that I made were really nice. So I think I'd like to do like a part 2 and read the other books and cook from those parts of the book as well when I read those books. I think that would be really fun. Let me know if you'd want to see that. But yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about this. It's 5 stars, that goes without saying. I'm going to put this edition in my collection of books that I am collecting for if I have kids one day, because I want to read this to my kids. I think it's super cute. I think it's full of lots of great little messages. I just think it encourages imagination and being bold and brave and living life on your terms and having fun and finding the beauty in things and appreciating life. Like there's just so much that comes from Anne that I think has such a good effect on the people that read this book. So I know that I want to like go for a walk tomorrow and like just take in all the beauty, give everything a cool name like her, just appreciate the world that I'm in. That is going to do it for Vlogmas Day 3. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. Are you going to try out the cookbook? Have you read Anne of Green Gables? What are your thoughts? Do you think you're going to read it? Let me know. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for Vlogmas. But until then, bye.
Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas.